enjoy my last video? I sure did. I couldn't stop laughing, to be honest. And no, I'm not suicidal, just so you know. Oh, I am sweating. I'm so hot right now. On fire! Anyhow, we're going to do a quick little chart video just to continue on where I was yesterday with regards to the L.A.W. and I just wanted to kind of go over my concept of how I believe right now that there are three governments running. Three governments. Guten Morgen, Frau Dana. That's how I talk to my friend Dana all the time. I love you, Dana. Okay, anyways, so here, go over back again to this yesterday. L stands for land, air, and water. Okay, so we determined yesterday that corporate laws, birth certificates, and your status card equal driver's licenses, mortgage, credit card debt, yada, 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 in the fiat currency system. All of those contracts are based on unum sanctum, which means the Vatican owns everything, you own diddly shit, okay? Even if your land is mortgage free and clear, you still do not own that land, okay? You own nothing in the air system. Because why? It's based out of thin air. Let's get on with the show. So yesterday I wrote these out a little, how I think this is maybe. These are all the people on planet Earth, the land, okay? The universal supreme courts that stand up for our human rights, all of the courts that adhere to either common law, natural law practices, where we're equal under God, our rights as human beings matter, etc. All of that stuff. These are courts that actually exist, and the air people know about them and know that they're legitimate. This goes back to the court case right now because the Universal Supreme Court has the highest jurisdiction over these people, and they know it. But these people do not want to act on that court order because that basically takes this down in their system. We know what you're up to, people. Dirtbags. Okay? So, this is what's happening. These courts still go on every day. There was a guilty verdict on January 15th of 2022. You can go look at that documentation, murderedbydecree.com, and it's basically 75 names and 10,786 guilty verdicts, okay? And basically takes down all of this situation within these laws, okay? So these laws have jurisdiction over this, okay? No matter what these people tell you, this is run by the Crown. And yesterday we determined that it's all on the Bank of London, the Street of London, I should say. They all have their own guards, their own rules, their own everything. So I believe that is what has been dismantled, okay? There's a lot of evidence on this corporation, that the huge corporation of, I'll just say, the fiat, that is being dismantled, okay? So this is what we're watching right now. And part of why it's taking so long, one of my friends is like, oh, why is this taking so long? You know, like, there's so many people dying and da-da-da-da, and I just want to give you some hope first. I don't know how many hashtag died suddenlies there are, but last I thought it was like 2 or 3 million, okay, versus I don't know how many unreported, but say there's 8 billion people on the planet. When I was making these videos, started making these videos, I thought we were going to have like 40, 80 million people perishing. So I'm not saying that none of these deaths aren't meaningful or anything like that. I literally thought it would be worse. But it is bad, okay? So I'm not dismissing anything or anybody who's perished or anything like that. We are at war, okay? So now, what's going on now is we're seeing evidence of the military law coming to fruition. So they're the ones that are going to be invoking all of the military justice to shut this shit down. Period. End of story. And there's a lot of evidence of that right now. So, again, I'll reiterate, I don't care if you like people, go listen to some of their information, because it's the information that matters, it's not the person. Tried to tell you that for a long time. Discern. But Derek Johnson did a really good, has really good information, and he talks about all of the military law. He knows it all. He knows what stage is going on and when in this military stuff. He will tell you about the like all of the signals around DJT. Okay, so I believe this is where it's going to split. This system here is where all the dirt bags are removed from our matrix, and we continue on in 4D, which to me is truth, and 5D, which is like higher frequencies, and we don't need money in 5D. 4D we will, QFS system. So 5D is like you can manifest that stuff, right? So, but until then, what's happening is this military law is being taken hold, and it's been going on for many years. I'm talking, I think 70 or more years. This has been going on, all to wrap up to what we're showing you now, or what they're showing you now. So again, these two timelines, I'm just going to explain the difference between these two. We're going to see, this is again out of thin air, corporate laws, governments are being incorporated. Go look it up, Canadian government, United States government. So in that matrix, this timeline, Joe Biden is the president. Justin Trudeau is the prime minister. Fiat currency and fractional reserve banking, straw man, humans is dead corporation, Congress, Supreme Court, Crown state, stock market, mainstream media. That's all under air and corporate laws. This is why a lot of the news media, besides me, this is why I don't care. You can't suck blood from a stone. I ain't showing up at your fake venues. But a lot of these people who are in this system have signed contracts so they can't disclose other information other than what they're being programmed to disclose. So they're stuck in this matrix. So unless they leave this matrix, quit their jobs and be like me and actually tell the truth, then you still exist in this turd matrix as far as I'm concerned. So we know that these are being acted out. Like these, in a lot of people who are in a higher frequency, understand that this is the movie that has to play out. This is what people who are sleeping need to see. And I don't mean that in a negative way. It means you don't remember why we're here. Or you're a new soul to planet Earth, and you're here to experience the Great Awakening on a different vibration than a lot of us who have been fighting in the trenches or the military that is taking over, okay? There's been many people who have known this truth for a long time, and I can't even imagine. So try and send them gratitude and love and blessings every time you think about the military, okay? Including my boy. So, now, water, military law. Donald Trump is the 19th president, and to my knowledge, JFK Jr. is the vice president. It restores republic to we the people. Natural law was activated by an executive order. So since Donald Trump announced the state of emergency, this is what's been going on in the United States, okay? And as I said yesterday, the last time a state of emergency was called, or the one time I know it wasn't ever removed, was by Truman. I don't know if it was 1947 or 1950 when they actually went to war. I thought it was 1950, December 16th, but I gotta look that up. So anyways, Yes, this is what I'm talking about. So somebody asked me about NESARA, and I'll get to that in a second. So what's happening is for years there's been an operation going on where there's been a lot of information shared, for those of you who don't know, and or don't believe in the Q movement still, and you have been awake, okay? It is an actual legitimate operation going on at a very high level of military intelligence, period, end of story. And there's a little army of frogs. It ain't little, it's like millions and millions of us who share digital information. And as you may have heard, Elon Musk saying, looks like all those conspiracy theorists on Twitter were true. We're right. Yeah, that's exactly what's going on right now. So it's part of disclosure. Everything that we're seeing, including the drag shows for kids, all of this had to be exposed. All of this had to be exposed. That's about as high as I can get my volume on this, but it'll be posted on Rumble if you can't hear it properly on YouTube. So I'll be posting this up on Rumble in a minute, as soon as I'm done. But anyways, on to the military law. So military law, we need to look very closely if you're still not a believer or don't believe that DJT is in control. Since his inauguration, he's always had military people around him. Why? Because he was the commander in chief. That's what happens when you're the president, right? Everyone would think. So actually what happened is when he announced the state of emergencies, the two governments kind of split, okay? Where he's the 45th president, where he's the CEO of a bankrupting corporation. His job was to bankrupt the whole Federal Reserve and take out these dirt bags. So part of the FTX collapse right now, and everything we're seeing, is the information that was gathered during his time in office, and plus now, and as a commander-in-chief of the military operation going on, as the 19th president, when he called that state of emergency, only him, only Donald J. Trump could remove it. So there's still two timelines going on. End of story. Okay? There's still those two timelines. I'm going to just say this is about the United States corporation and then the military government. So if you don't know, he went around the world 2017, 2018, and he basically worked for peace. There was a soccer ball between him and Putin. He went to North Korea. He did all of those things, okay? Peace on Earth, and then all darkness is removed from planet Earth. So if you haven't paid any attention, he still carries the nuclear football codes. He never gave those up to Biden. Are you kidding me? That's ridiculous, because he's the president of the 19th Republic of the United States. That's what's going on. So, to my knowledge, there's a short period of time where it's not even about the elections. It's not about anything. It's about exposing. So, a short period of time, I think it's 1 year. I don't know, I'll have to go back, but I think by January 6th, there has to be a proven, I forget what, but it basically holds Biden accountable for everything that has happened in that government. So to me, I'm thinking that everything we saw with the exposing of not only on Twitter, but Mr. Dingbat being in Congress with his army green, and then they're making all these references to Winston Churchill, that there's no coincidences. For people who don't know, this is why I don't consent to enter into any contract right here, is because all of these air laws are based on a fraudulent queen. Queen Elizabeth is a fraud. They're not royals at all. None of those people are royalty. Okay? None. Zero. Zip, zip. So Elizabeth is Winston Churchill's daughter. It was an artificial insemination into a maid. That's, I didn't make that up. I have nothing to gain by that. But I've never liked the lizard queen herself or the rulership. We must all buckle down and start saving while she's standing in front of a gold frickin' piano. Melt that bitch down and feed the planet. That's my take on it. But anyways, so none of these laws pertain to me personally because I am not a corporation. Neither are you. You are a living being. So we must enact. This had to be acted on. And this operation had to be started. The amount of intelligence that has been shared in the past 7 years is mind blowing. In the past 5 years, our collective consciousness is like just sped up, and it's only going to speed up even more. So I encourage you guys to look for all the evidence, look for all the signs, go read the Stafford Act, go watch. I put it on 1.5 again and skip through a lot of information because I don't watch a lot of truthers stuff unless it's got relevant timelines of something that I can talk about. So, and again, a big applause to Taco for helping make sure that everyone knows I'm not suicidal and posting my funny video. And keep your vibrations high. As you can see, like, this isn't the first time I've been attacked, not only by a fake court crap thing, like, I don't buy into any of that, but I've had death threats and stuff like that. I do seriously feel divinely protected, safe, and light and love. I really do. I have nothing to fear. Raven Moonstone is not a fearful person. Yeah, I just like the fact that you even use that name. That makes me even happier. So, what's in a name? I love you guys. Take care. I hope you enjoyed the video and just a brief explanation.